well, Microsoft is in the news because they will be adding salaries to job postings, and this is controversial, as you know. So,
Mhm.
what have you heard about this in the HR world?
It is controversial, and there is a lot of hype around this topic. So, I had posted something several weeks ago, and that's kind of how we got connected. I think
Hmm.
that post today has close to 2 million views, and it was a very simple post, just a yes or no, should salaries be included on job descriptions.
Hmm.
It's a touchy subject for a lot of reasons, and I try to reserve my opinion when I'm putting public information out there. And I'm happy to share my opinion because I think most recruiters would agree with me. And the struggle is, as recruiters, we are constantly networking. We are constantly looking to connect and engage with industry talent. We work on hundreds of jobs of all levels and multiple locations, different types of client services and different types of companies. And often our job posts are what attract talent to us so we can start the relationship. And when you put a salary on a job description, that could defer someone away very quickly. Somebody who may see it as being overqualified or underqualified.
Hmm.
And as a recruiter, we want to talk to these people. We want to lure them in with one job description. But our real goal is to match them to the right opportunities, and it may or may not be the job that they actually applied to. So I think most recruiters would agree with me that from a networking standpoint, once you put that salary out there, you're losing some interest of candidates that you still want to talk to and engage, and you very well may have a job for them. They just did not see that job. So you lose the
Hmm.
opportunity to network on a broader mass level. However, for candidates and for corporate recruiting teams, I do understand the value of having the salary on the job description. So it's very controversial. Candidates, of course, want this. They don't want to waste their time. They don't want to be ghosted. They don't want to be rejected, from every job application. And a
Hmm.
lot of times, all those decisions are made because of salary and assumed salary. So when you're transparent about it, it creates a lot more efficiency in the job search process for both the hiring company and the candidate. The other thing that it does is it creates a lot of transparency just around wages and equality in general. And
Hmm.
that's a really big topic right now is if I'm an account executive at a company and I'm being paid 45,000 and I see that my employer has my job posted, let's say there's many of me in the position and they post the job at 60,000, well, why am I not getting 60,000? Is it because I started a lower salary? Is it because I'm a female? Is it because I work from home? Or is it simply just they're looking to attract talent and they may never offer 60,000. That job may cap off at 45 and my
Hmm.
employer is just using that to lure in qualified people. So Microsoft is definitely, making some headlines. I will also mention that this is a state by state policy, and in some states, I know Colorado is one state, I believe New York is another, it's required. So any employer that is domiciled in those states in the US must post the salary and provide that level of transparency for all those reasons we discussed. And I would
Hmm.
not be surprised if this becomes a national law or even a law within North America. And I think the way they'll regulate it is on, LinkedIn, Indeed, Monster, all these resume and job posting sites. They're not going to let you post a job until you've filled in that salary information. So
Hmm.
it's easy to regulate, but now it's still loose because it's not a law, and employers, recruiters, any hiring individual has the option to include it or not include it. A job search or a hiring process always comes down to timing, and often, whether it's fortunate or unfortunate, it comes down to who you know. And sometimes who
Hmm.
you know may not necessarily be, I know my neighbor and he's going to help me get the job. It's, I connected with someone at that company. We had a, very brief exchange on LinkedIn, but I made a good impression. And now they're going to remember me when a future job comes up. And
Hmm.
just going back to the salary, if that salary was higher or lower than where I was at, I may have never applied in the first place, and I just completely wiped an opportunity to join that employer at a different level at a different period of time. So I think
Yeah.
those are important things to think about. It doesn't help with mass networking and relationship building for the sake of really being able to match make. But it does help with transparency. And I think any candidate that is in the trenches of the job search would say, I only want to apply to jobs that match my value and line up with my salary expectations.